Have you experienced criticism in it was a good relationship and the criticism just crushes you? It hurts your feelings, you get really defensive, or you might have some constructive criticism, information for your partner, for your kids, whatever it is. Very often, people offer that criticism from their best intentions, but it still lands really badly. So, how can you offer information, guidance to someone else that is going to leave everybody feeling respected and having people more be on the same page and still feel connected? When you tell somebody, I've told you for 5 nights in a row, please take the garbage out by bedtime. Okay, the person that is supposed to be taking the garbage out, when they're spoken to that way, what goes on inside their head is a couple of things. One is, okay, I'll do it, but I'm going to be resentful and mad about it. Or, I'm not going to do it because you're not the boss of me and I don't like to be talked down to. Let me give you a model for looking at this, and then I'll give you my big tip at the end, how to give criticism or suggestions in a way that's much more successful. And this, by the way, this little tip I'm going to give you, clients use it over and over and over again. It's one of the tools you'll want to have in your toolbox. So before I get there, it's good to understand. Imagine 3 circles, one on top of the other. The parent, adult, child. You are all those things. That's you. We all have our parent, adult, and child aspects of ourselves or ways of being and communicating. The other person also is, they have their parent, adult, child. That's who they are. So I'm talking about Eric Berne's transactional analysis here. If somebody talks to you from the parent perspective and they're talking down to you, the rebellious child in you gets evoked. And you respond back as an angry child. You're not the boss of me, or you can't talk to me that way. And vice versa. If somebody starts out being the child and not taking responsibility for something, they're trying to connect with a parent in you, which may or may not be a dynamic that you guys like. Those kind of dynamics, even though they might feel good sometimes, like being cared for, being taken care of and not having a voice leads to resentment. Now, let's talk about adult-adult communications, not parent to child or child to parent, but adult to adult. When I talk to you as one adult to another, I treat you with respect. I treat your feelings with respect, and you do the same for me. It sounds like, this is what I would like, or this is how I might do something. What do you think? Like, what works for you? That kind of conversation is really respectful. So here's the tip I want to give you. It's very much in that adult-adult section of what we're talking about. So if you've done something and I think you could do it a better way, or I really want you to do it a different way, here's the first thing I say. I have some feedback for you, or even better, I have some thoughts about this. Would you like to hear them? Are you open to hearing them? And somebody might say, no, I'm not open to hearing them, which is good for you to know. They may be open to hearing about it another time or not. But when somebody isn't open to hearing what you have to say, stop. They don't want to hear what you have to say. Don't keep talking. So if they do say, yes, I actually want to hear what you have to say, because you asked the question, I have some thoughts for you. Would you like to hear about them? They feel respected And if they're going to say yes, they have a chance to ground themselves and prepare themselves for what you're going to be sending towards them. And just starting that way, instead of talking from parent to child and feeling talked down to, you feel respected and conferred with or dialogue with. When we do that, what we get is the opposite of defensiveness is curiosity. So if somebody comes at us from that parent-child play, in that parent-child way, and we feel diminished or we're blindsided with criticism, we get really defensive. And that may not actually serve us to be the way we want to be in the relationship, to create more good feeling between the two of you. Where if you're spoken to in a way that is respectful, be curious. Say, oh, they give you some criticism. You can say, I see your point. I'm different than you, or I see your point. That's a good idea. I'll try that. Whatever is true for you. Don't say something that's not true. So in that way, you're being curious. Oh, gee, how does that look for you? Or why do you think it's a better idea to do it that way? Or what would you suggest I do that would be most effective? That's curiosity, which is a much better response than defensiveness. If somebody talks down to you, you can tell them, it's hard for me to hear you when you talk down to me. Could you please talk to me adult to adult? Like, ask me what my thoughts are about something, rather than telling me that I'm so bad for doing it wrong for the 15th time. Okay, take this stuff in, see what's useful for you. I'll talk to you soon.